Just a second. Good morning or good afternoon. It's not morning. Hi, everybody. Elizabeth. Hi, Trudy. Okay. All right. Hey, guys. Oh, it's so good to see all of you. I look like I've been cleaning my house, don't I? Because I've been cleaning my house. It is Saturday, and it's the day we dig out a little bit, um, speckled with soccer games. So I just wanted to give you a little update for the week. I took a couple days off from my job to do my other job this week. I've been working for the Athens Democracy Forum through the New York Times, which is something I do every September, and I do kind of contract work with them. So I type up all their thank you. I type up all their panels. So that was very interesting work. A lot of it having to do with sort of the AI culture, which is obviously not my favorite, but um, I have had a couple in the last week and a half, a couple entities, like media entities approached me about doing some work, um, all through Substack, all very Substack oriented and, but sort of, bigger than me. And so that may be something that I will talk more about in the future, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing to be able to write for somebody else and or to at least be supported in the things that I'm already writing. That's really, really great as a writer. That's a really good thing. Tonight, I'm hoping that we can pull together. So, um, in this kind of, we live as if you're an American or I want to call you us a USian because there's lots of Americans. There's North Americans, South Americans, Central Americans. Um, but for those of us who live in the U.S., we live in a very like mass shooting centric society, and they're always picking a group of people to blame mass shootings on, never guns. But they're a little silly. Like the groups that they blame are a little silly because they're very uninvolved, I would say. But the common denominator in the US is this idea of the lonely white male in his mid 20s. Um, a lot of us know the term incel and incel culture, and it is straight across the board. Nearly every mass shooting in the US is involved with a lonely male, white male in his 20s. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that and some of the statistics about that and why nobody talks about that idea of discord culture because it does lean politically. And so it's something that, especially the Trump administration doesn't want to talk about. But why does it lean politically? Why, when we think of people becoming radicalized, why does it tend to lean to the right? Why is that? It's not just they're bad, we're good. It's not that. There's specific reasons why that happens. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that tonight and gather some information. Something else I've been doing just for me, and I'm just grateful to you all for this, is I started posting pieces of my book last weekend. And I got great feedback, and that made my little writer heart very happy. And I'm grateful to you guys because I wrote that book 3 years ago and spent a year trying to hawk it to literary agents and not being able to get past the cover letter. Like most people, when they reject you, they never actually read your book. They read your cover letter and go, nah. So I finally got an agent, had an agent for a little while, got dropped by that agent, and came to Substack to sort of nurse my wounds, I guess you will. So anyway, I've had this book for a while. I really love it. I think about it every day. And so I just thought, well, why not just start posting it to Substack and see what people think? So last week I posted the first chapter. It's called Death of a Mayfly. It deals with a lot of rural conservative narratives for young women growing up in these kind of quiet river bottom cultures. It's based on my father's hometown. And so I think I'm going to turn it into like an old newspaper serial, and we're going to post a chapter every Sunday night. So you will see that at 9 p.m. Eastern time, unless it sort of falls off the wagon and no one's reading, and then maybe not. But hopefully you like it. And I think that's it. I think that's all my updates. I've been trying to do some more lives. Those are not something that I'm very good at. I lean more writing. But I've been talking with Rick Herbst. I've been talking a little bit with Tara Devlin. If you don't follow Tara Devlin, would you please go find her? She has the Tara Buster Show. She's part of the Political Voices Network. Really fantastic interviewer. She is like so smart that I can't stand next to her because it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me question my education. But if you can find Tara Devlin, the Tara Buster Show, please, please, please go subscribe to her. She's great and she's funny and she has a guinea pig. Yeah, so I'm working on that. I'm working on getting a better setup for lives because I just basically sit in my son's room and use a TV tray and prop up things, my phone on a stack of books, and I need to be better. So working on that. And let's see, you are good at, oh, thank you. What's up with Epstein? Well, I'm sort of digging backwards with the Epstein stuff. So like this week, the House Oversight Committee dropped 6 pages. That included, the shock of the century that that Elon Musk was invited to the island. Not very shocking. Peter Thiel as well. Breakfast with Bill Gates. It included a manifest that was retracted, or redacted, sorry. Redacted, but they keep redacting things that we can go find. So they redacted 2 names off this flight manifest, and yet we have the flight log. So we can go back and say, okay, I'm going to look at the list of people who were on this specific flight on this date to this location, and we can find the people that redacted. So it's kind of like picking the brain of the DOJ, like, why did you redact these when we have access to that? Is there a reason? Probably not. It's kind of like redacting Virginia Giuffre out of the Maxwell interviews. It's like, I don't really know why they do it because all the clues around the redactions are that it's Virginia Giuffre, and we know that's who it is. So I don't really know what their intent is behind that. But then they also gave us these ledgers, and on the ledgers, they have all these thousands of dollars going in and out of one specific account. And it's in 2 separate times. I think I'm trying to remember the dates. The second one was in 2019, and I don't remember what the first page was from. But they redacted most of it other than the amounts, so we don't know who it's coming from and who it's going to, except for there were 2 lines that they didn't redact that showed $200 being paid for a massage for Prince Andrew, which validates what nearly every survivor has said, that they were paid $200 to either recruit or to give massages, right? So it was such a small little stack of paper that we were given this week, but it had a lot in it. So if and when you hear about these things, talk to people, because you can't just go to the House Oversight Committee website and be like, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to look for these documents. They make you dig for it, but people talk and people know. And so I found it by asking other people on Substack, and they sent me the link and I could go right to it. When we are given little tidbits, when we're given even stacks of things that they already gave us, and they think they're like giving us something new, but it's something we already have, fine. Let's pay attention to it. What is it, right? Because there's a lot of things that are available, and what I was digging through last night is all the depositions that we have online. We have the entire deposition of Donald Trump in the E. Jean Carroll case. We have the entire deposition of his case. Gosh, it's from 2011, that had to do with fraud, right? The things that he was doing in the financial dealings. We have this entire massive document that had to do with he and his father in the 1970s refusing to rent to Black families because they didn't want to bring down the value of their apartment buildings. We have all this stuff and it's public record, and a lot of it I'm just kind of I don't really have an intent with it, but I'm digging through it to going like, what did we miss? What did we miss? What did we miss? Because everything that I've found that was like an aha moment, right, was something that was missed. Somebody was named who wasn't supposed to be named. Robert Maxwell knew Epstein in the 70s. That was something we weren't supposed to find out. But here comes the birthday book. So if they give you something, don't assume that everybody's read it. And if you're not hearing about it, there's nothing in there. There's always something. So that is what I'm going to continue to work on. Again, I am still going to work all day long during the day, so I have a little bit less time, but I really feel like I'm moving toward being able to come back and work full time at home very soon, which is really, really great. And I'm really happy about that. So thank you if you are a paid subscriber. That's really helped me out there. And if you're not, I get it. Everything's still free, and that's fine. And I'm really grateful for you too. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Saturday and it goes slowly and you can soak it all in and get your rest. And I will hopefully have something for you tonight. I will talk to you later.